Keep your breath and give it time. You can walk the path among the lines. But always know that you'll be safe. I'll be here throughout your days. Come find me and we will play.
I can't figure out what my password is and none of them are working. I'm like... So I remember I made this big stupid password so this thing would work and now it's not working. Just... You're gonna what? Well, I wasn't gonna say it. Don't what? What does that mean? Oh. Yeah, why would I do that? I wouldn't. So what? I don't understand. What am I opening?
You can just open the stream so you can see it if you want.
On Twitch?
Mr. J. I don't know if I'm a weeb fucking joker, but, you know. One way to put it.
Is this what I click on?
And then just mute, make sure the stream is muted there. And yeah, just make sure that's all muted over there. Yeah, so this is totally your opportunity, guys, to, you know, fucking shit on my life and have my girlfriend answer those questions in front of you. No, but in all actuality. Oh, nice, Crypto. Awesome. Awesome. So, what? What you doing? Not at the moment, for some reason. You have your mic all the way down? Oh, is your,
Frustrated. I can't fix it. What?
I can hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool bean. Figuring this out.
A criminal podcast? No way! Yeah, we would be sitting, like, across from each other. I was gonna set up the camera so that way you could, like, see us and talk, and I have my mic, like, literally in the middle here, like this. So we could both share a mic, so you wouldn't hear her talking twice. But it's probably also important that you see her thing lighting up as well, so you can tell when she's, like, talking properly, I guess. But yeah, you know. But yeah, so honey, you can just like face me and talk to me if you want. That's
Okay.
up to you.
I'm just like annoyed because now I gotta figure this little stupid thing out on this other website.
Oh, what, for Twitch?
Don't worry about it.
But
Don't worry about it.
I'm worrying.
Why are you worrying?
I'm not, I'm kidding.
Oh.
But yeah, so let's start things off. We'll start off with if anybody has a question from you guys you'd like to hear us talk about. I have a topic for us here after we go into stuff here and we start talking about our first topic at least. Then we'll go into pre-prepared topic, which one of them that we have is how is our relationship as it pertains to like how we balance everything, or how do we balance everything, if you will, is one that we've got. I can't do crunches right now, Ask. I'm doing a fucking podcast.
Do crunches.
I'm doing a podcast.
Do it.
No.
You
Podcast.
won't.
No, I'm doing podcast. I have priorities, bro. You won't even be on camera right now.
I didn't sign up to be on camera.
Yeah, well. So, yeah, should we take our first question from you guys, or should we just start off with what we've got? I'm imagining. Okay, sick. Good talk. Do what I've got first? Okay, alright. So, honey. Look. Oh, shit. Leave your drawer open.
Chip, tell me. God, ow, that scratched up my leg really bad on that.
Sorry.
Okay, just be careful. Just be careful.
So that we can form questions from our topics? Okay, fair enough. Fair enough, Crypto. Well played. Okay, so first question would be the topic, Raven, that we're going to talk about is what's our relationship like, and like how do I balance things, or how do we balance things with the way that I have everything set up with the unit. So, for example, I have in our relationship, I have certain days of the week, and she has certain days of the week. So, for instance, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday are my days, right? Every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, I am allowed to essentially end the night how I want to end it. Oh, nice. That's a good scratch. That'll teach you a lesson. I'm just kidding. But yeah, so Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturdays are my nights. So I'm allowed to spend the majority of the night how I would like to spend it. So for the most part, I normally do the ops with the unit, and I will stream them so that way I have a regular streaming schedule and be able to stick to it in that regards. And that's how that works out for me. Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays are her guaranteed nights. So whatever she wants to do, if we want to sit on the couch and cuddle, is up to her. If we want to go on a walk, we want to go on a hike, whatever, that's her call. She has the right to make that decision, if you will. And there's no objections for me. It's just what it is. Now, yeah, don't get me wrong. There'll be times where I'll be like, I really am not in the mood to go on a hike or something, and she's understanding, then that happens. But then there are also days where I will go and end my night early. As you'll see, I'll like stop streaming at like 9 or after the op ends, and I'll go spend time with her. So it levels itself out. But what are your thoughts, honey? Your mic is like not picking you up at all.
Because it's off.
It's on. Did you just log out of Discord?
Does this fix it?
Oh my god.
No, I did that. Wait.
You're killing me, Smalls. What? You logged out of Discord.
Oh, I'm trying to get back on.
That's what I'm using to hear you.
I know. I'm trying to get back onto it.
Oh. Did you change your password?
No.
Oh boy. Can you get on TeamSpeak?
That's what I was like. Oh, it's okay if I get out of Discord. See, this is also
No,
very
Discord
new.
is what I'm using so that way it pops up when we're talking.
Huh?
Discord is what I'm using so that way it pops up when we're talking, honey. So, because I'm sharing our conversation on Discord, which illuminates when we talk.
Alright, well, just 30 seconds.
As you guess your password 1,000 times.
Yeah.
You got this. You got this. Yeah, I know. I was very much trying to create a very obvious distinction. Like, originally I was hoping the op would end at like 9:30 or something, but she took a shower today, so when she took a shower, she did her hair, and once she does her hair, that's it. The night's over. There's no looking pretty in any way, shape, or form kind of thing for, like, in terms of go put on makeup or whatever so I can look camera presentable, if you will. That's what I mean.
Maybe something.
May or may not be lame. I'm just saying.
Huh?
Did you log in to Discord?
Keep on.
You gotta rejoin the call, honey. Nobody can hear you.
I know. Just talking.
Oh, what's the domain and range of... What the fucking shit? You're gonna slap me with math questions right now? Did you
probably
get
haven't
in?
done math in like a good 5
Are you logging into
years.
Discord online? Not via the Discord app right now?
Wait, I don't understand. No, that's what I was just going into.
You just logged in online, not on the Discord. But yeah, bottom of the screen. Okay, go ahead. You need to go into the app, honey. Okay, so go ahead and type the password in there. Killing this mouse. Change your name to?
Working on. That's why
Okay.
I got out of it.
Oh, hey, we can hear you again.
Okay.
There we go.
I knew I'd fix it. It just had to give me a minute.
Okay, so picking up from where we left off, honey. Where we left off was how we talked about certain days of the week are mine, and then certain days of the week are yours. And do we, how do we, like, as a couple, deal with that, if you will, in terms of like the fact that I have certain responsibilities in terms of running my unit, if you will, versus balancing our relationship.
I feel like we both have different hobbies. Like, I literally, when you go in here and you go on all these websites and do your video game thing, like, I literally have no idea what you're doing. So I'm like, he's having a good time, I'll leave him alone. How do I get back to... Oh, okay. Yeah, I try to have my own hobbies and do my own thing. I just think personally it's kind of annoying when, like, your partner just is like, me all the time. Like, you gotta find something to do yourself.
No, yeah. I mean, it's like fortunately enough for us, when we went. No, I know I'm picking her up a little bit on my microphone. I know there's not much I can do. We're in the same room. I really wanted to use this one mic for both of us, but it's very hard to do that and not pick her up because it also has a filter to prevent certain volumes from being picked up. I could turn that off and we could both talk on the same mic, but then you won't see her shit illuminate at all. It'll just be me. So, but yeah, you can unmute yourself, honey. It's fine. I don't know. Also, is that picking up? Hang on, talk really quickly.
Okay. What do you want me to
Is my filter off? Is that why?
I don't know.
Check. Does that work better? Talk.
Hello. My name is.
Oh yeah, that works great.
My name is.
Her microphone also has a. Also, he has to speak. Yeah.
Let's see. What else do you want to discuss?
Well, yeah. So, like, what about like? So, right. In regards to, I'm also gonna warn chat. Mare's a very politically charged person. If you want to hear her go off on a rant, that would be the way to do it.
No. No one wants to hear that. I mean, I want to hear myself talk, but
That's
no
why I'm
one-
shoving my mouth in the mic, Ask. This way, at the very least, it guarantees it picks it up.
You should suck on it. Suck on the mic. Get it nice and moist and juicy.
Totally what everybody wants to hear. ASMR when? I don't know. Hang on. Tell me how much you enjoy this sound.
Do it again. I thought that was your mouth for a second when I wasn't looking.
I made that sound with my mouth.
I don't know. I would have been like, damn, voice acting.
Yeah. Totally a vibrator, right, Ask? So, here's a topic, that one that I definitely need some audience interaction for. What? So Mare is an aspiring video gamer.
Oh
She has a
God.
problem, I would say. She doesn't commit enough to the cause, which we all know about. You need to commit to the cause. But she's an aspiring video gamer, and she wants to play some new games. The only game we have right now for her that she works is, or that she owns, I should say, is Total War Warhammer 2. The main reason we're playing that is because she can pause it and like adjust everything. So what would be some? She's not a very big first-person gamer, but she's been enjoying Total War Warhammer 2. Her habits include Zoo Tycoon and anything else that involves building a community. So
Okay.
what
Okay,
would
wait,
be?
no. First question is a poll. Is Zoo Tycoon lame? No or no?
I mean, there's a lot of indie games out there. I don't know. I don't know if she would like Factorio. Factorio can be a dark hole, to be honest with you, because Factorio, honey, for preference, is a game where when you play it, it's all about creating a factory and becoming more and more and more efficient. Like
Okay.
insanely efficient. You gather materials for the purpose of building parts, for the purpose of getting more efficient and defending yourself from the bug swarms that are trying to kill you.
Mm-hmm.
That is your function in life.
Mm.
And I know you have a little bit of OCD about things.
Oh God.
Well, give everybody a context for your OCD. Like, what are you OCD about? Some people are really OCD. Some people are a little bit OCD. Whatever the case may be.
I mean, I love organization, and my closet is literally organized in rainbow order, and it brings me so much joy. I'm not even embarrassed to admit it. Let's see. RimWorld Factorio. I'm putting it on a sticky note.
I mean, I have Factorio.
Mm.
I've tried to convince her to play Minecraft. For some reason, she's like anti-Minecraft. I don't understand why. I'm like, babe, Minecraft would be a good place to start. But I think because she's heard so much about like little kids playing it, she's like, no.
For what?
What's your
Minecraft?
Yeah? What's your take on that?
I just, to be honest, I don't like how it looks. It makes me feel weird. I don't know. Like, I don't like it. Like, it's just ugly. I don't know.
She has actually played Jurassic World. Like I let her play Jurassic World Evolution a little while ago, or a little while ago, I should say. And she actually really likes that. And yes, like you said, Raven, it's like Roller Coaster Tycoon, but better because that's what she used to play, right?
What?
You used to play Roller Coaster Tycoon, remember?
Oh yeah, all the time. That's one of my favorite games. Still is. Well, not really. I don't really play much anymore.
Ever play Okami? What the hell's Okami, Crypto? Amaze shit you're talking about?
Anime shit, don't knock it till you try it.
Well, she loves Avatar. If you start going, if anybody in chat is an Avatar fan, she will rant with you for hours.
That's my favorite show in the world. I mean, okay, I should preface it's my favorite animated show of all time.
Actually, I've got another topic here for conversation, right? So, what is the funniest thing I have ever done? And it can be embarrassing. Same to you, Bear.
In regards to what?
Life. Since we've been together.
The funniest thing. Well,
But my brain goes to the sleep hallucination, what I'm assuming.
yeah, it's definitely interesting when you're going from living alone, never having a roommate before. Like literally, like I never went to sleepaway camp. I never went to college. Like I went to college, of course, but I didn't go to like I didn't stay there at the dorms and stuff like that. I commuted.
Train!
Yeah, it's a train.
Train! Everybody knows the
So
train.
going from a female-centric household with no roommates to living with my mom ever since I was a kid, then moving into an apartment with a man was definitely a big difference. But
Yeah.
you do some weird ass shit in your sleep.
Do what Os put in the chat, by the way.
What? Shit in the box full Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, thank God I didn't witness
Yeah,
that.
she wasn't there for that, so I don't know if that counts, Osk. We'll tell that story in a minute, though. But what's the weirdest thing I've ever done? Be specific.
Okay. Let's see. Do you want to do? I could tell them a
You have to pick
sleep
one
story.
thing. Pick one thing.
One
And then I'm
thing.
gonna pick one thing.
Oh God, I'm trying. Like, there's so much to choose from, and like, you do like such weird fucking shit, man. Like, I love you, but I swear to God, I'm gonna have to stab you in your sleep one of these days.
Yeah, she insists. Like, the only way to kill me, because she can't win in a wrestling match, the only way to kill me is to stab me with a knife in my.
like literally not even a knife. I'll use a spork or something.
A rusty spork? At that
A
insult to
rusty plastic
insult to
spork.
injury. Oh, there's a question from Raven. How did we meet?
Oh wait. Well, I mean, I still.
Well, yeah.
didn't
Answer the
answer
question. Answer the question. That'll be the next question. Then.
Okay. So the weirdest thing I could say that doesn't involve sleep that you've done lately is I'll tell the story. Okay. So I'm like, just to preface, I'm like a normal female height. I'm 5'5", right? So one day, and Richard is scared of spiders, especially insects in general. Like literally, if I see a bug, I'll pick it up and like throw it at him.
I know where this is going.
Yeah,
5'5"
no,
in meters.
no, 5 foot
But
5 inches. So that's about
yeah, that's exactly what he wrote. 5'5", yeah.
I know. Well, that's in meters. No,
Yeah,
five
he's
five.
asking.
Oh, in meters, it's like 65 centimeters, I think. I don't know. I haven't done centimeters to inches in a long time. Oh no, it's 65 inches. Oh shit, I don't know what that is to meters.
Google it.
Sorry. Here, you Google it. Anyway, I'll continue my story. So anyway, I'm sitting on my couch one day and I see this black dot on our wall. And like I put my glasses on and like it's like a dot and it's above the refrigerator, so higher than I could personally reach. And I'm like, okay, what the
So
hell's
proud of
that?
the story,
So
just
I'm
to
like
preface.
squinting at it and I'm like, Richard, come in here. And he's like, because I know he did it, whatever it is, because I can't reach that high. And I'm like, what is that? And he's like, oh, it's a bug carcass. And I was like, what? What? Why is there a bug
Crazy.
carcass on the wall? And he's like, to send a message to the other bugs. And I'm like, what the fuck? Oh my god. And like, he's like, to send a message. And like, literally now, especially whenever I find a bug in the house, like say like a ladybug or something like that, I'm like, get out of here before he finds you.
He's gonna kill you.
Yeah. Yeah, so she literally like tries to save bugs, and I don't know what everybody else's philosophy is. Like when it comes to bugs, my brain says outside you're fine. That's bugs domain, right? Um, and that's perfectly fine. But you come into my house, and the logic is get the fuck out. Like I'm gonna murder you if you come into my house. Like because
Yeah, like, what are they gonna do? Like, and he's like, "Oh my god, kill it!" No, like literally, I hold bugs. Like I'm not afraid of worms. Like literally, last summer I had a relationship with a uh, what's it called? A praying mantis in front of my mom's house. Like I would come home from work at night and he would be chilling there and I would like throw him a moth if I could get them off and he was the coolest shit ever. And then he would be there like every night and then I would talk to him every night. But then it got too cold and he probably froze to death.
um yeah, no, to like uh shit, I lost my train of thought.
Okay. Just saying though, 5'5" is an average height for females. Like
For a female in the US it's average.
I'm not too sure. I mean, I look tall though. Like I present myself as tall. Do you
I'm
agree with that?
I'm 5'11" and a half, right?
If that makes sense.
In 5 feet 11. You could that if you um but but yes, and she's like pretty heighted up. If you have a picture you want to show, by the way, for our And send it to me.
What?
Send me whatever a picture of Harrison.
Uh,
But yeah, like, so Nair's funniest
no.
will be your funniest story. I'm trying. Um.
I don't have one because I'm perfect.
Oh yeah. Sure. Um.
See if I can find. Yeah.
Perfect. Or what's yeah, I know it's cutting out, Pirate. I had to set the fucking like volume gate super high to prevent it from hearing her as well.
This is our height difference.
Honey, I was gonna put it up on the screen instead of that.
See how old I am? I don't even know how
Send
to
it to me. Text.
Okay.
Send it to myself on Discord. Pull it up.
God, Richard. See how antique my brain is?
Yes.
I'm literally an old woman.
So big. What? Just Billy. I've had her wake up in the middle of the night.
Italians are taller than Americans? Get the hell out of here. No, they're not. They're all tiny. The hell?
Yeah, baby, Craft. I am definitely ASMR streaming right now. You heard fucking. I have my volume gate set really, really high right now to avoid hearing her as well. So bear with me on that. But yeah. So actually, let's jump into that other question that Raven proposed. How did we meet? You can tell the story.
Okay. The exciting story of Tinder. Yeah, we met on Tinder, and I'm not embarrassed to admit it. I met him, and one thing led to another, and we were really cool. We were compatible, as they say.
Yes.
His dad, before he met me,
They
wanted him to
fucked.
join. Wanted no, he wanted him to join Christian Mingle, and I was like, "Wouldn't have caught me on there."
Oh my god. Demand the origin story from my perspective. Do you want me to tell you like how the first date went? Because no, like she's not kidding. Like we
No,
met.
I don't put out on the first date. Yes, don't insinuate that. I was looking I was looking for a boyfriend. Like literally I said,
Do you want to tell them why you almost didn't swipe right on my profile?
I almost didn't swipe right. Gentlemen and ladies, take note. If your grammar is ridiculous, it literally looks like your sentence was written by a 15-year-old boy. Please rework your sentences, people. Please. I almost swiped left on him because his opening sentence was so bad. I wish I kept it, but it's literally like, I like girls who like this and like that on Tuesdays, and they like to like it was like so bad. I'm sorry, I love you, but like your
This is for reference. Right.
that's us. Look at that. Oh my god. Yeah, judgment is real.
Yeah, let's get judged. Woo!
Please.
What am I goddamn it talking shit about now?
Yes. He should talk shit about you.
That's not okay. Okay. Oh, thanks. Thanks, Rambo. Woo!
Oh my god, I got some good pictures if you want to see him looking quote sexy, and by sexy I mean derpy.
Fuck. What was so
You're welcome. Advice from Mayor.
yes,
Work
totally.
on your sentences, people. That's literally gonna be my catchphrase: is work on your sentences.
But in detail of our first date, because she didn't want to go into detail. So we went to the movies. At the time,
Remembers the movie that we saw.
I remember. So for some reason in our relationship, I remember a lot of the little details of the big events, even sometimes the small events. And sometimes it's really weird. Like I'll ask her, like, "Do you remember this?" And she'll be like, "No," and I'll describe every detail about it. And then like 2 months later, 3 months later, I'll be like, "Do you remember this?" And then she'll be like, "No." And she'll remember details that came from her side of the story that I didn't even know randomly. Like, I don't understand sometimes. It just doesn't make sense. It's just like she'll decide, "Oh, I remember now." Like, okay. But so
I have room in my brain for half of it wants food all the time, and the
yeah.
other half of it is like, okay, you can remember stuff every once in a while.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you now, females are expensive. I'm warning you. They want food constantly. They want attention. Also, warning. This is something that you need to know because, like, when we were talking about like what we do when we spend time separately, love language, the big thing, guys. So, like, for instance, Mare is a very affectionate person. She'll like hug you and kiss you and like cuddle with you and stuff. Some people's love language is just like literally tell them you love them or whatever. Make sure you learn your girlfriend and or boyfriend's love language because if you're entirely different than that, then you have to fucking make sure you communicate that shit. Or
I feel
yeah.
like I taught you that, right? Like what a love
For the most
language
part, yeah, I would say, yeah. Um, Top tip one: eat money. Yeah, literally, she has a she has a credit card slot that exists on her. And we play this game constantly where we credit card swipe we credit card swipe each other. So basically, rules are very simple. Any place that you have a crease on your body is fair game. So for instance, like this right here, like right here, this is game. Your butt crack, fair game. Anywhere that creates a fold on your body, we will like walk past each other and be like, wipe. It is a never-ending battle. Same goes for the belly button.
I like to swipe his ass while he's in VR.
It's really fucked up. I need to know opinions right now in chat. Do you think that is heresy, that she's violating the sacred trust that I trust her to not fuck with me in VR and she credit card swipes my ass?
You not to touch me inappropriately, but
I trusted you with that, but somebody violates the fucking trust.
yeah. One day I'm gonna give you a paper cut right between the cheeks.
Oh my god, that sounds so painful. Holy shit. Just think about that. Like, a paper cut is brutal by itself. Now think about the fact that you have to get out of that orifice.
When I was a child, I don't know how I remember this, but like the lady that like watched our daycare, she got a fucking paper cut on her eye.
Oh.
I don't know how she did it, but like literally, I mean, she could have been lying to us, but like, why would you lie to a bunch of 5-year-olds about like the injury to your eye?
I will bet you cash money one of those fucking 5-year-olds made a paper airplane, threw that shit right at her head, and she barely dodged it, and it cut her eye.
Oh,
On it now. And the savage he was. Or she. Possible. My girlfriend is assertive. She's the only person to make bad tracking in this app. Wow! That's fucked up. I shouldn't say that person. God.
Lord Raven, we can work on that. I can be your
See, thank you, Phantom. When gaming, thou shall not do stuff to the other.
No, I disagree. Eyes have to be on swivel constantly.
Yeah, so this motherfucker, I have Nerf guns in this, right? This motherfucker comes in on days when I have work, or days when I'm gaming or I'm in an op or whatever, and she will take the Nerf guns from the table behind me and fucking shoot me. The little bastard.
Yeah.
This motherfucker. I need tripwires.
You bought them, you use them.
I need tripwires in the house. Because this motherfucker over here does not know boundaries. Yes, for real. I'm gonna fucking set up an automated system in this office. So for context, the door is right here. It's a very small room. Fucking wooden plank. She's on the end of this wooden plank. She has a random wooden plank. P. Fucking weirdo guy. I'm telling you. But
it's balsa wood.
Oh.
It's balsa wood.
That if I hold that up, give me that actually. If I hold this up to the camera,
don't fuck up my wood.
I identify this piece of wood specifically. It's a very flimsy wood. When you look at this piece of wood, do you think Call of Duty Zombies immediately, board up windows. That's what everyone here who's a gamer is probably going to think about that wood. Guarantee it.
Why did you take my board just to tell them that? That was uneventful.
That's because you're not a gamer.
I am not.
Let's bring the shield up. Well, that's the thing. It's a game. It's a game of cat and mouse. It's who can outdo the other. So probably what I'll start by doing is I'll probably start.
Banking panel.
No. So the game would be I start with a tripwire that proceeds to just trip her. We'll start with that. Then she starts stepping over the tripwire. Then I install motion sensors to activate a sentry system that fires at her when she comes through the door. That's the next rational step. I don't know how she'll deal with that. Maybe she'll like set up a little pillow shield and try to rush my position. But I think from there we have to upgrade to punji stick and go from there.
Like marshmallows at me, so at least I have something to snack on while I'm being attacked.
While you're being a dick.
Yeah.
Oh my god. No, yeah, but Sky. By the way, I don't know if you were here when we talked about our origin story. We talked about when we first started dating and such. She would be on camera right now, but it's too late at night, and she like showered and got her hair wet.
You know what? Don't be sad and jelly because life changes and you can always meet the person of your dreams at any time. That's why I joined Tinder because I wasn't finding anybody and that made me sad. But now I'm stuck with this.
Yeah, unfortunately, we have a contract, and we just renewed it actually.
Legally binding. Legally binding, baby.
Mm.
We're talking about our lease, not anything. not a marriage or anything.
You plan on getting married? Oh, so let's actually. This is a topic I did want to touch on. This is a topic I wanted to touch on. What do you think? So I've got the starter topic for this. What do you think?
Life could be a shithole, but I try not to think about that.
Wait,
Like,
what was the sex joke, Cora?
Was that a sex joke? Oh, wait. What did you just say?
You said the rule is they can't come in and mess with your days, but you can't. You can't with hers. What? Is that a sex joke? Oh, renewing our contract? Yes, maybe, possibly a sex joke. Excuse me. But no. So origin story of Rancor, right? We'll talk about that here in a second. But the question is, what does Mare think of Rancor?
Oh no. You know, before we get into that, you still didn't tell me what my funniest moment was.
I can't think of one. Come back to me later.
Wow,
So carry on with that.
JK.
Well, I knew you had plenty about me. I also have to go through the process of filtering what do I want to get railed for.
That's what she said.
Yeah, it is. No, but yeah, what do you think of Rancor? Like, especially in the beginning, what do you think of the unit when I first started? Honestly. Because they want the motherfucking tea. They don't want that half-ass weak shit.
I mean, I don't know.
I'm gonna get her take on the Gark band. She has a very strong take on the Gark band. You'll hear it. Don't you fucking worry.
Make Iroh proud. Oh god, that makes my heart burn in a good way. I love it.
So,
So like, are you asking like what I think of you making a team, or what I?
what do you think of like the unit? Like my time, like when I first started the unit. Like, what was your thoughts? Were you like, this is guys?
I didn't think that. I mean, definitely like video games were your thing, so I was like, well, if it's something he wants to do. But then like when you would be like, oh, I have all this paperwork to do, I would roll my eyes and be like,
Oh, hey, Charmer showed up.
About.
I was.
Oh, hello.
Hello, Charmer. Yeah. We're just talking about right now what Mare's opinion of the of Rancor is, and then we're gonna ask what her opinion of the Gark band was, because she has some very strong opinions on that. I can believe.
Is it bad though for me to talk about things like that?
It's your opinion. You're not even you're not me.
I know, but it's you, because.
I don't care. It's your opinion. It's not mine.
Okay.
But no, yeah. So like, what do you? Okay, so what do you think about Rancor when we started it? What do you think compared to like now?
I mean, definitely when you started it, I was like, oh, this isn't really gonna. I mean, if I was being honest, I was like, oh, this isn't really gonna be much. Like, I mean, is like just what he's into. But with your like TikTok videos and stuff, and like people actually come in to watch you stream, I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like, maybe he can definitely do something with this. And then it got more and more popular, and I'm like, all right, that's cool. Like, like either way, I'm like, I don't really like. I'm gonna give you space and let you do what you're doing, but like, I don't know. Sometimes still, when you're like, oh, I got paperwork to do and stuff, I'm like, why do you have paperwork? You're just playing video games. Like that kind of like irks me. Like, then I see that having like over hundreds of people on your team, it's really stressful, and you need that kind of thing. So now, like, okay, I get it, I understand. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy you're into it. I'm happy it gives you something to do and that you like it and you're meeting cool people. You know, they all seem like pretty cool guys and girls to me. So as long as it doesn't get too like stressful for you and you're like losing sleep over it and getting frustrated, then like I'm totally cool with you being in it and running it and stuff like that. Like I think that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely like when you get an understanding of like, especially because Charmer's the third in command of the main reason we have Charmer on today, by the way, guys. Charmer can also relate in the sense that, for instance, wife, he also had a baby. Congrats to this little shit. But main reason I wanted to have Charmer on is because Charmer one is my third in command and gives very good perspective and is a good dude to talk to. Also, I would assume understands to some extent, which we'll get a little bit in it. But while the topic is fresh about the Gark band, um, describe your because everything happened, like when everything happened, you have no idea how angry. Like she got really mad. And yeah, I'll let you describe what happened, well, in your own words. Like I've stated many times how I feel about the Gark band, or how I feel about the Gark band and everything, and my take on it, if you will. Um, but yeah, I'm
Back
adjusting this.
yo.
Um, um, but yeah. So, what's your take, Mayor, on the Gark band ban?
I mean, do you want me to speak honestly? Because I don't
Yeah,
like.
it's your opinion. It's not mine because you know how I feel. You could be angry at somebody and hate somebody, and it's just the way like
Yeah.
you're.
Like, I mean, I wouldn't. I would start off being like saying like, like I don't hate anybody. I only hate a few people in this world, and like it takes me a lot to hate somebody. But like I thought when he told me originally, and of course coming from an outsider who really doesn't know video games, and I don't know how these teams operate, and I don't really understand all parts of it, but to me, it sounded like straight up bullying. They didn't like what this guy was saying or this guy was doing, and they looked for any excuse to boot him from the group, like little kids. Like, aren't we like adults? Like, I don't like. To me, sometimes like things like that seem very childish. I'm like, like that's literally ridiculous for no reason. Like they were just angry, and I frankly think jealous of like I don't know, you starting a new team and like having a fresh start and like literally doing well and people not having a problem with you, to them being like, oh, well, now we need people to have a problem with you because we don't like how this is working out for us. So, like, I don't know. I thought that was really childish and really dumb. And frankly, I think it's stupid for people to be like, oh, you can't, like, basically, like, oh, you can't even be his friend. You can't even, like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't even, like, watch his videos. You can't talk to him. You can't talk to anybody associated with him. Like, that's literally attempted social isolation and bullying. Like, that's literally the dumbest shit ever. Like, aren't you, like, adults? Like, don't you, aren't, like, I don't know. It's like being in sixth grade again with all popular kids who don't want to hang out with the nerdy kids because they're nerdy, but they're secretly jealous of them because they're really smart. Like it's like that kind of thing.
Hmm. Mayor over here preaching her truth.
I don't know. I mean, agree with me or disagree with me. I don't really care, but like it's also like people doing shit against somebody I care about. So
Yeah, you're not wrong, Oscar. I mean, like in online communities, one thing that I think I spoke on in the last podcast when I talked to Crimson and Dutch, we talked about like.
Did I?
Oh no, I'm muted.
Myself?
Yeah, I muted myself in Discord because you were definitely hearing Mayor in Discord. So, I was like, I didn't want to torture your ears. But one thing that we like touched on, or sorry, not that we touched on, that I saw in the Bad Frag podcast by um, Phantom likes what you were saying, honey. Um, but yeah, in the Bad Frag podcast, it was like when you say like, oh, you're not allowed to be another part of another unit, or you do things like that where you like excommunicate, is because you're scared of what could happen. That's a consistent thing, if you will, I'd say, across the units and whatnot. What was your take, Charmer? Since you're here now, what was your take on the Gark ban?
I mean, it was exactly that. I feel like they were too scared of how fast we were developing. Because I'll be honest, we were developing a lot quicker than I think any of us had expected. We got things done relatively quick. We got an Ox mod of our own accord put together. Custom armors and stuff were being brought out, like pumping them out faster than probably anything that
Mm-hmm.
other units may have been able to do or had done just starting out.
Yeah, and I mean, I know like a lot of. I think like as cool as that was, because Dutch was kind enough to be like, "Hey, I know who you are. Like, I know who you guys are. I trust you," kind of thing. That he was willing to be like, "Yeah, we would totally be willing to give you guys your Ox mod out the gate because I can trust what's going to happen with you and what you're going to do." Basically, to answer your question here, Rambo, essentially what had happened is Gark is consistent of, which was mentioned earlier, the 91st, the 501st, the 101st, the 212th. And what had happened was that we went and I decided, as well as Osk and a friend of ours, decided to leave the 101st peacefully and respectfully due to the fact that it wasn't serious enough at the end of the day. And when we left, I had previously been the commander of the ARC troopers in the 501st. And to try to keep it short so we're not taking up too much time on the subject, I essentially I was the ARC commander for almost 2 years and knew a lot of people, and a lot of people wanted into the program I had. And I went to the 101st after getting really busy with life and spending more time with Mare, and then also being busy with work. My schedule just didn't line up, and I transferred to the 101st, trying to see if something better was there. And it wasn't serious enough after quite a few months. Tried to help fix things and improve things, not even to make them as serious as 501st.
You
But
know what? Frankly, not to interrupt you, but like it was very frustrating to see him go through first, like the kind of like, oh, maybe I should go start my own unit, do my thing after you left that team, and then starting
also,
your
I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick while you guys talk. Be right back.
sure, and then having like a really good time and really being excited about the team you're building and like the guys and the girls you're meeting and stuff like that, and then going to see you be really upset by this other group of people who really should have no influence on you really, and getting you upset and making you stressed out for no reason. Like, video games, I don't know. I always thought, and it seems like from a lot of people, video games are supposed to be fun. And when they're not, I think that could really put a damper on things and on people's even mental health.
I
That's
think
how
the
I feel.
biggest things for us as a whole was the fact that when such a thing went down, we still had a lot of friends that existed in those units that we enjoyed talking to. Um, and there were some people that had come over from that side to kind of be a part of this unit. And because of the Gark ban, they couldn't talk to their friends because of the rules that they had set in place. So
Mhm.
some of those people left because they didn't like that. They wanted to still talk to those people that they enjoyed
Yeah.
hanging out with.
Yeah, and
And
like
so for a
like
lot of
people are
things, it was
saying in
upsetting.
in chat, like video games are supposed to be an escape and be an outlook to talk to friends, and and if they're saying, oh, you can't do this, or they're making it stressful, all of a sudden it's not a relief, it's not helping you anymore. It's not fun. But I'm sorry, continue with what you're saying.
No, I mean that is about it. We wanted Gark to be there so we could still communicate with those people that we enjoyed hanging out with, talking to overall. Um, in addition to just having that inclusivity of having Gark um, be a part of what our unit was. Unfortunately, it just turned into something that made it
Hmm.
downhill, and many things came up to kind of circumvent or counteract that. I know ideas were popped up potentially making our own thing, but eventually it just became a thing that wasn't a good idea because it would turn into what Gark is now. We didn't want that.
Yeah, like what Raven was saying, it's definitely a big red flag. And also, Phantom, were you talking about in Rancor or are you talking about in the 501st? Curiosity. Um, but but yeah, essentially, pirate. And long story short, some of what Osk said. Yeah, basically Gark is an organization, and they banned us from being able to. Originally, the ban was you could not go to my stream, you could not be in my personal stream Discord, you could not be in my units Discord. That one I understand. You couldn't go and talk to us. You couldn't play with us. You could in any capacity. It was complete and total shut off. Like if you had friends that were in Rancor, don't give a fuck. You can't say anything to them. And also, Phantom, in regards to not getting an instructor, you should be able to get one pretty quickly. I know that our guys have been just really fucking busy. I apologize. We'll try to see if we can get that squared away. If you message Verta, he should be able to help you out. And if he's busy or whatever the case may be, he should help. We should be able to get somebody else to help you out. I like to try to solve a lot of those problems because those are problems we definitely had in the 501st. Just being so large that you miss little people and little people's problems. So I like to try to make sure, for instance, like my recruiting department, SOI, BCT, and stuff like that, tries to be as helpful and direct as possible instead of just doing, here's the date and time for the class. Like, if you miss the class, you're fucked. We've tried to continue to offer the direct service, direct each person's schedule, if you will, because that's something that I would say I've learned from them, if you will. But yeah. Moving on to a topic we've already hit, but Charmer's here now, so we can ask his take on it. Something we are you whatchamacallit? I'm trying to remember. I think I saw some stuff, but I'll talk to you after, whenever we're getting done with the night. What's going on, Zest? We're doing a podcast with me, Charmer, and Mare. We're talking about different stuff, relationship stuff, Gark stuff, all that fun stuff. How many active members does Rancor have now? We're coming up on 300 to 400 members, active duty members. Our Discord now has grown to crest 1,200 people, which has been amazing. Thanks to some of the great PR work over there from Komodo. We've gotten really lucky, and we've talked about that as well, which has been nuts. But yeah. We don't. So I have a different opinion on Gark nowadays. Personally, I've learned like something to touch on something that Mayor didn't get to talk on when originally when I got Gark banned. And I told her how. I explained to her that a friend of mine recorded a conversation between he and I. Yeah,
I forgot about that.
a friend of mine recorded a conversation between he and I, and then gave that. He was asked to record the conversation.
Yeah, fuck that guy. He can.
He was asked to record the conversation, and
Ass.
you can hear how much she's a fan. But he was asked to record the conversation, and I went and he took that conversation and brought it to Gark, and then yes, yeah. I mean, after everything happened, he took that conversation to Gark, and he was like, I had no idea what they were going to do with it. And ultimately, it was like, hey, man, I don't think there's any way you couldn't have known they were going to use that to some negative extent, if you will. But ultimately, he was like, I don't know how you could ever forgive me for this, or if you would ever forgive me, or whatever. And I was like, you know what? I do forgive you. And Mare was like, no, I would fucking murder that man. And ultimately, I came to the realization, I was like, the more time I spend being upset at somebody else for something they did to me is time that I'm wasting when I could be improving things, which I think is why we are where we are today, to be honest with you. Like, I think Charmer could probably attest to that as well. Like, there are so many people that were in our unit that were like, fuck Gark, blah, 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 Gark, 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 for the longest time when we started out. And, like, we just, like, stopped caring about it. And I think that's when we excelled the most.
To infinity, and I have found the memes.
Oh yeah, the memes were fucking. Oh Jesus Christ, those memes were fantastic. Even Mayor had a few laughs at those memes, but but ultimately, we sat down and we were just like, I stopped giving it power because it was something that it was like the more that I sit there and hate these people, That meme. Bear's got it open on the other screen. I won't click on it for the sake of being polite. But
What about be polite? What?
I said I won't click on it for the sake of being polite because I'm gonna put this up on YouTube. Um, but but yeah, it was. I stopped hating them, and I realized I needed to move on at the end of the day because it didn't do anything for me at the end of the day. But the question I was going to ask you earlier, though, Charmer, was how does your wife? Well, what extent does your wife understand what you do, and then how does she take that? Let me ask that. So you answer that.
To be honest, I don't even know. Like,
Why don't you ask her?
she she's kind of busy.
Okay, all right. Okay, so there's no answer to this then.
Yeah, I don't really have a solid answer for it. I guess. She's seen me play it. That's about as far as her extent of understanding I think goes.
Basically me until he's like, all right, here's a game, here's a PC, learn how to do it. And I'm like, oh God, Jesus, help
I
me.
won't lie. It is super frustrating to try to watch her do things like the old way when she goes onto her computer. Like she goes and she's like, what? For instance, like she was, well, a minute ago she was trying to, or almost an hour ago now, she was trying to log into Discord, and she couldn't figure out a password, so she logged into Discord on the web browser and was like, all right, I'm just going to use the web browser. I'm like, what? Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, no.
He's saying that from his side, but my side is like literally I don't know anything about computers. And like picture somebody when you're trying to learn something and they're literally like staring over your back, breathing on your shoulder, being like, no, no, don't do it this way. I don't know how to do it. Yeah, because like I don't know, I'm not good with computers. I'm not good with video games because like just growing up as a kid, like I didn't have that much money. Like we obviously were able to like feed ourselves and like my parents gave us clothes and like we had a great childhood, but like I'd never had like video game systems or computers really. Like I mean, we had a computer for a while that my sister and I shared, but it was like literally an old box. And then like we got like I didn't get a laptop until I went to college, and that was 4 years ago. So like I never had anything like that either, and that was cool. Um, but yeah, I'm trying now. Like I'm trying to learn to do something with my boyfriend, so hopefully that goes well.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I'm appreciative of the fact that she's trying as well. I wish you would play with me a little more, but like, one of her philosophies, like with her old job that she had, she was not making enough money for, especially for what she was doing. They basically had her working physically. She went for like a lab technician job, and basically in this job, she was working more physically than a dock worker some days. Like, it was fucking nuts. And she would come home and she would be like, just want to plop. And she was more willing to play video games then in that sense because she now with what she does, she gets paid way more and she's actually doing that like lab technician job. But she's sitting down pretty much all day. So now when she comes home, she doesn't want to sit down more and play video games, if you will.
Like the Pikachu meme, that's good. Sorry.
There are so many good memes, you have no idea. But yeah, they made 37 memes in 3 hours, I think. I like something like that. Um, but let's also open up the floor here to audience question for for us to talk about.
Thank you, Phantom. I appreciate the compromise ideas. Keep them coming. No, I'm serious. It's a good idea.
I know I'm not discrediting that. I'm laughing at the fact that you're just like keep them coming. But yeah, like, would you guys have any questions for her that she can answer, or myself and Charmer, or whatever the case may be? Like, what do you got? Oh yeah, fair enough. My stepbrother has that. My stepbrother had gotten surgery. His spine was really fucked up for quite a while. And like he in school constantly would hunch over to such an extent that from like age like 8 to fucking like 16, his back got so bad. His back was literally like this. Like his spine was fucked.
I mean, let's see. We can answer that. We can answer Aura's question.
What was
I
it?
mean, I do probably have to go to bed soon because I have to wake up at 6:30 tomorrow. So, but
We have
can talk.
till 12 at the latest. Latest. But you got to give us a reason to stay, nerds. All right. But gun stances. You want to go ahead and start that off?
No, I do not want to start that off.
Go. You can go politics. It's a dark fucking hole with this one. But gun stances. Go.
Don't have me start. I don't want to start.
Start.
No.
Fine. Charmer. Start.
No.
Charmer.
I mean,
Yeah.
I work armed security, so I don't know if my opinion's even valid at this point.
I mean, it's still an opinion. It's still yours.
My gun go pew before your gun go pew. End of story.
Yeah. My gun stance is I'm definitely okay with like personal defense weapons. Being in like your household, if you will, so like handguns and PDWs, I'm okay with. But I would say, for instance, like assault rifles and things of that nature, you should, if you own, they should be left at a range, if you will. I would say is a fair like balance in my own head. Like you could own pretty much whatever you wanted in terms of weapons. I don't know necessarily about major military hardware, but like you should own, like if you're going to own something like that, it would be something that has to be checked in at a range and stays at the range, doesn't leave the range. But that's my personal take on it. I know, like we had a conversation about this a while ago, actually, when we started dating. What like our stance on guns were, because for instance, Mare's very politically involved for the most part. She has a lot of opinions and has people that she supports politically and whatnot. But like I avoid politics like the fucking plague. Like I see what they do to people, and like we are involved in our own politics, if you will, in starsim. To an extent, and I guess that's enough for me. But like she's very politically involved and whatnot. But like in terms of what are your gun thoughts, Mayor?
Well, to go off what you were saying, I feel like it's important for me to be involved in politics. But like I feel like it's easy for you to easily not be involved in politics because you're a straight white man, and that's literally like what every politician is, a straight white man. So it's kind of like I and other women and people of color and people on the LGBTQ spectrum, they have to be more involved because laws that are passed affect us more than they do you. So that's how I feel personally.
Okay.
And you may agree or disagree with me, and of course, laws affect you just like they affect everyone else. But laws that are passed for like reproductive rights and transgender rights and stuff may not affect you and me, but they affect other people. So I try to stay involved and read up in what laws affect other people too, you know. So, but let's see how I feel about guns. I mean, I my opinion has changed over time. It has and it hasn't. I feel people do have a right to own weapons if they feel that they need to, or for example, if they hunt, like say in states like Wyoming and Arizona and Maine and stuff where they need to go hunting. And of course, I'm leaving out a bunch of other states and like not including others, but um, yeah, like I don't think what's it called? I'm trying to formulate my sentence. So obviously, if in other states and places where you need guns, I totally understand that, and I get sometimes people in like say more dangerous places like in New Jersey and certain parts of New Jersey, it's pretty dangerous. Like that's where Rick and I live. I understand why people feel the need to have guns and protect themselves, but I also think that people who get their hands on military grade weapons, um, even though like some people say they're hard to get, some people say they're really easy to get. Honestly, I've never tried to get one, so I don't know which one's true or false. but I think it's very dangerous for civilians to be able to have military grade weapons. And another issue too, especially in gun violence, is people either shipping gun parts over the internet or 3D printed gun parts that are unregulated. Like that is a huge problem, and I think we definitely need to place more laws and have it be stricter with things like that. But expanded magazines and military grade rifles and huge things that you don't need to defend your family or go hunting with. I don't think we need those. I don't know. That's just my
And
thought.
you're talking about personally, because I mean, obviously, military wise.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah, obviously military should have military weapons. Like that's what they're for. I mean, in a perfect world, we wouldn't need military grade weapons in the military, but like we have them, you know.
But the Gal 8 though. Hey, no, but no, yeah, I know what you mean in the sense of like, what you could or could not own it. I mean, like something that was said in like chat, like getting a guns. Yeah, getting. I think that's something that you and I discussed originally. That like, if you want a gun, you're gonna go get a gun. Because I remember when it was like, oh, there was a school shooting, and mental health was the issue at play. It was like, oh, how did he get a gun? Well, he got the gun from his father. He stole it or whatever. Because over the course of time or whatever. But yeah, we'll cut this here so that way you can answer that question that was very important has been put to you. What is this question, Mayor? Firstly, read for class.
Shit, hold on. Okay. It's what's my view on puppies?
Yeah.
I love puppies. I think they're fantastic. What a enthralling question. I like big puppies, little puppies, skinny puppies, fat puppies, cute puppies.
Now you can make a sex innuendo. Go for it. That one's for you,
dogs
Aura.
all the way. Dogs all the way. I love dogs. I mean, I don't hate cats, but they're not like fun. I don't know. There's some great cats out there, but like I don't know.
Yeah, so our stance on a dog, first things first, is we are I'm a big dog person. Like I love dogs. When I have a dog, I want to be able to wrestle with it.
Puppies.
Yeah, I want to be able to wrestle with it. Like I need to be able to sit there and like play with it and blah blah blah. I always fear like with tiny dogs, I'm gonna trip and I'm gonna kill the fucking thing. Like it like I definitely need a dog that's bigger. At the end of the day, like my preferred dog breed would be like of course you've got like German shepherds and whatnot. Um, but like when it comes to oh yeah, Echo, yeah. Yeah, one day I took a picture of my setup and I had one of my expired credit cards on my desk, and Echo was like, "Oh, we have your credit card information." I'm like, "You don't have the back." um, but but yeah, like a dog. When it comes to dogs, like I like big dogs. I need to be able to play with them and like enjoy that, if you will. I will not hand it over, clown. Don't you dare. But and my mic is like this, Frost, because Mare and I are in the same room, so I had to turn my like volume gate all the way up so it doesn't pick up her voice. So this way, you definitely pick up my voice. So yeah.
One more thing about dogs, like I don't know, I think they are fascinating. If you want to know something cool that I didn't know, that I'm sure like some of you guys know, we had a guy in one of my college classes. It was called Careers in Animal Science, where a bunch of people from a different animal science career come talk to us about what they did. I think the most interesting person that visited us was a guy from the FBI. It was really cool. He had a dog with him. It wasn't a drug sniffer dog, it was a technology sniffer dog. Like he could sniff out laptops and tablets and things like that. Yeah, it was really cool. But he had a dog with him, and he showed us on his dog and in some of the military dogs, they apparently take out some of their teeth, especially their top canines, and replace them with titanium teeth. And I thought that was the coolest thing ever. Like, what a fascinating thing. Like that's awesome. Great tools to add to that dog. Like that's fantastic.
Yeah, our dogs murder people. I said, yeah, our dogs murder people. But Charmer, your take on dogs? You haven't had a chance to answer this yet. Sorry, your take on take on puppies, dogs. But yeah.
It's kind of a generic question, right? Obviously, puppies are cute and puppies are great. But there's kind of a similar issue that we have even with just humanity. It's just an overpopulation, over amount of breeding with dogs to the point where you have them literally everywhere,
Mhm.
and then people just want the puppies and spend hundreds of dollars on a puppy.
Yeah.
Well, shit tons of them get euthanized or
Yeah.
hopefully adopted. But the thing for me is, growing up, I never had like the purebred dog. I never spent a ton of money on a puppy. What
Mhm.
For me, the dog I was closest to was we got him as a puppy, thankfully. Oh, I shouldn't say thankfully, but we got him as a puppy because they were gonna put him to a pound because they didn't realize their dog was I guess pregnant till like super late, so they weren't prepared for their dog to have puppies for one, and so they were just trying to get rid of them or they would give them to like a humane society or what have you. So we got one of them, and it was a wonderful dog, mix of 5 different breeds, if I can remember them. He had like black lab, a bit of chocolate lab in there as well.
Mm-hmm.
English setter, I think it is, Australian Shepherd, and Bloodhound. He had primarily black lab. Like you can look at him and you can tell he's mostly black lab, but he had so many different colors on him. It was pretty amazing.
Mhm.
He also had the brown and blue eye, the
Oh,
offsets,
uh,
which was kind of cool.
what is that called?
Heterochromia. Yeah.
Yeah. But he was a wonderful dog, always healthy, always running around, wanting to play, all sorts of crazy things. He did some dumb shit, as most dogs probably will. But I feel like because of the massive breeding of such dogs, if you take a look at the correlation between where purebred dogs were maybe 60 years ago compared to where they are now, there is a lot of with it.
It blows my mind when you think about like dogs really quickly. To think about like for instance how small we can get dogs. Like
Right?
they're not made to be that size. Like dogs are meant to be like huskies or German shepherds. Like that's reality, right? And the way we get those dogs of that small of a size is by finding the runt and continuing to progress that line until they get to be fucking this big.
Not
Like,
even that. Some breeds of dogs can't even survive without humans. For example,
oh
I
yeah,
think I want to say it's Boston Terriers or something like that. A dog that looks like that. I forget the name of it, but they can't even mate with each other, and they can't even give birth to their puppies because like just their body shape, they can't like push their babies out, and like literally that's the only reason we have them is through cesarean section for dogs. It's
yeah.
crazy.
One time I was working retail. Someone brought in a Yorkie. Yeah, they're cute as hell. But like, yeah, what Charmer said, like they're like, unfortunately, everybody wants the puppy because I think that goes the same concept as like babies. Everybody wants a baby. Nobody wants to like adopt a fully grown kid with their own ideas and stuff like that. Like it's just because it's harder. It's much easier, and you get to deal with like all the cute, great aspects of a puppy. Is you get to train them, you teach their adopt a 20-year-old man.
Dwarfed, like that one movie.
Mary, you did that technically, right? When we moved in together, right?
I
Adopted a
think if we
20-year-old man.
really want to bring a super controversial
Adopt an
question,
old
at least
man.
No, Osk said adopt a 20-year-old man. I said you basically did that when we moved in together, right?
Yeah.
What you were saying, Trevor?
sounds about right.
Yeah, I did adopt a 20-year-old man.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
How old were you when I met you? 23? A 23-year-old man I adopted.
Yeah. What you were saying, Trevor?
I was saying to kind of bring like a very like I guess you could say controversial question that comes across, especially
Mm-hmm.
with dogs, especially where I grew up. I was always taught that very negative things about such dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Pit bulls.
That are
Pit
they're
bulls
supposed to be
are
like super angry or whatever, and they're always going to attack people.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're always like
Never
watch out for
never
them. They're
experienced
gonna
that.
yeah.
Never.
Every pit bull I've met has been the nicest fucking.
It's
thing
in.
on the planet.
I would say it's entirely their owner. The dogs reflect their owner 100%. Like, if
yeah,
you
for sure.
treat a dog like shit, if you abuse them, they're just like people. Like if I was to like abuse somebody, not to say I have, nor will I ever abuse somebody for years and years and years and years and years on end, do I expect that person to go out in the world and be a bubbly, happy fucking person? Like like no. And most of the time, dogs that attack people are being attacked by people constantly. So they're when they decide to fight back in the same way that like you have a little kid in school who's being bullied, the day he decides to fight back and when he realizes he can stand up, sometimes that can go wrong in the sense of like he now beats on others because he was beat on himself. Same stuff. No, yeah, it's really cool for us that there's 20 some odd people watching. We really appreciate you guys watching. I'm very happy that Mare is garnering this kind of attention. You know, she's a famous
I doubt
person.
it's me. It's probably you.
Well, your name's in the title, so
Oh, definitely.
all of your information, personal information, social security, it's
Oh, wonderful.
all in there. I don't know if you realize that.
Oh yeah, I've been sitting here stealing your.
I was telling her before we started the stream. I was like, "Hey, Mare, can you not dox me? That would be great, or dox us, I should say." She's like, "What's that?" And I was like, "You don't want to find out."
I actually have a very close friend that I've grown up with since I was a fucking baby, and last time I was over at his house, he had a newly adopted pit bull, not like a puppy.
Mhm.
I think it was maybe 2.5 years old. I will say, he had the loudest bark. It would make you jump if you weren't used to it.
Yeah.
But my God, did he just want to play? That's all he wanted in life, was to play.
Yeah.
It was great.
Well, I'd like to say what Ask said. Yeah, I have a really close friend too he's from Bangladesh.
Oh yeah,
so
I'm in.
he's afraid of dogs and he's been terrified of them ever since, even like little ones. Because I think he was attacked or something. Because like in Bangladesh, like they have like dogs
Wild
everywhere.
dogs, yeah.
I don't know. I've never been there. But yeah, he says they're like everywhere, and you know, he's scared of them for a good reason, probably. But I mean, my mom, I love her to death, but she's one of those people that forms an opinion right away. And she's like, I don't, like she said, if you ever got a pit bull, I would never watch it. I would never trust it. I would never pet it. Like my mom's like, that's a pit bull. It's bad. I don't want it. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, some dogs definitely are more prone to aggression. And sometimes it is the dog, but it's owner too, you know. It's a combination of stuff, to be honest, that I think. Um, yeah, you should do some of those crunches, Richard.
I'm going to when we're done. I'm not doing them in midstream. But to talk about Mare's mom real quick. So
no.
I love her mother. Like she's great. We get along so well. Like there's literally like when I walk through the door in her house, her mom and I are just like, hey, what's up? Like we'll chill on the couch next to each other and talk with like no filter because her mom has no filter. She's old enough at this point that she's like, I don't give a shit what anybody thinks. Like I'm just gonna do whatever. Sometimes, like for example, we went to this museum once, and we went to this museum once, and she goes and we're walking up to like the house or whatever, and you know how like at a museum they have like this nice garden or whatever, and that surrounds the house. And her mom goes and she walks up to the building. She walks through the garden and looks through the window, like walks through the mulch and everything. I'm like, my brain is like, what are you doing? Stop, go back. Like no, like I've done the work that they have to do to make the lawn all pretty and like done all that stuff. I'm like, you don't do that. Like, but her mom just does not care sometimes, and it's just like I'm just gonna do whatever.
My mom, when I was a kid, one time, I have a twin sister, so we were both sitting.
Paternal, P.S.
It was in a Target, and for some reason, my mom and the like girl that was watching the dressing room like got into an argument about like a pack of like, you know how you can go and buy like a pack of underwear or t-shirts or socks. It was like a pack of underwear, and we had it in our shopping cart. And we went into the changing room, and the lady's like, "Ma'am, you can't bring that in there." And my mom's like, "Why? I'm not gonna open it." And the lady's like, "You can't go in there with it." And like literally, they get into like a straight up brawl, like screaming at each other, cursing at each other. Oh my God, it was the scariest thing ever. But like, we still bully my mom about it because it was so funny. And like, we were legit fucking like screaming at each other. It was crazy, and I was like, "Oh my God, mom!" And like that was the beginning of the the menopausal angry woman. Yeah, we know what to say. I'm just kidding. She's not angry, but like
She just doesn't give a fuck.
Holy shit.
Like, she'll be
Yeah.
polite and nice to you, but like once things start getting inconvenient or annoying, you'll hear about it fast.
we could never do a sister switch up prank
Yeah.
because we literally look nothing alike.
That's
I
why.
mean,
That's why I said fraternal. That's why I said fraternal when she said twins, because they don't look alike at all. They're also entirely different people. So, like for instance, when Mare and I describe who we are as a dynamic, I'm a cat in terms of like I will stay inside. I will avoid people. I will, if I don't have to. So like I've trained myself for work. I will pretend to be a dog when I'm at work. I'll pretend to be nice and outgoing and blah, 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 blah. And like you could walk up to me at work and ask me a question and I'll be like really friendly and whatnot. But when it comes to my personal time, if I don't have to interact with you like out in the world as a human being, if I don't need to talk to you, you're not behind the register, I will avoid you at almost all costs. Whereas Mare is a dog. Mare will go and she will walk up to random people and say, hi, blah, 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 like how she is. And she'll just start up a conversation. Whereas her sister is more like I am. She's more of a cat. She won't talk to people. If she makes friends with you, you're friends, and she won't talk to anybody else, kind of thing. Like that's a little bit more like how she can be. So they're very different people. They also look very different. But they're like literally like the opposite of each other in a lot of regards. But her sister's great. We see her all the time. She stays over like all the time. But no, we say it all the time. Yeah, you have no idea. Like she's literally like, you're such a fucking cat. Like there's no in between. Charmer, are you a cat or a dog?
Definitely a cat.
Yeah.
100%.
Well, with the way that you react when people like do bad things, you're just like motherfucker. Like I think you're definitely a cat. To say the least. You believe I'm a furry raven?
oh my god, you are.
Oh, I definitely know you're a cat, Osk. Like 1000%.
Life, he was a furry,
Oh,
definitely.
totes my goats, dude. But I 1000% know Osk is a fucking cat. Like 110,000% Osk is a cat. Like, oh my god.
Wait, do you actually have somebody who has fully admitted in your friend group that is a furry?
I know a couple people. Whiskers was a furry, right?
Do
Charmer?
most people actually do that?
I believe so, yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
like that's not real.
No, they do. So, if you
no,
it's real. It's totally real. You have no idea.
I have
Do you not remember
definitely
when we watched Rainforest or Rainforest? Do you remember when we watched that from Internet Historian?
I don't think that's real.
It's totally real. Like literally, I was just watching Anthony Padilla's because the guy from Smosh who eventually split off and does his own thing now. He interviews people, and he did a day in the life of a furry, or like he interviewed furries or whatever, and like shared their side of the story because furries are immediately stigmatized on the internet, which I understand why. Don't get me wrong, I definitely have immediately gone to, oh my god, you're a furry. And there's no in between. Just immediate. Like that's what I was taught. I thought it was just a joke, but no, it's a thing. It's totally a real thing. People who identify more with those personas, that's what they do with their spare time.
My kink.
Don't kink, but kink shaming is my kink. Yes, Echo, I would concur. You are indeed a bit. What Echo said. Echo is a chimp. He is the leader of the chimps, for God's sake.
What?
Echo is a chimp. He has the brain of a chimp. He and Alder together make the perfect lack thereof brain cells.
Aww.
And it is impressive. No, not even. Don't say aw. You have no idea how 1000% they are behind that statement. Like, you don't understand.
I don't.
Just read Echo's responses to you. You'll understand in like 5 minutes. Like, no BS. But we've got a little bit more time here before we have to run away.
Of the shapes.
Yeah, that's apes. You read good.
I know. I said shapes just because I felt like it. being edgy with
Just
your
show her
dog.
chimp chump moments. She'll turn away. We watch videos in bed, like we lay down in bed together and watch videos before the end of the night most nights.
Watch to
And
my shin sometimes.
yeah, but we have a ritual. Ask, you'll be very proud. We watch Gifts with Sound. Every time a new Gifts with Sound comes out, we watch it religiously. We sit in bed and we watch it, and we're like, all right, that was good. That one was good. That one was bad. But she will always watch that before she goes to sleep if there's a new one.
That's okay, Aura. We know you've known him for 3 years, 2 actually, but 1 was all stalking, so it's definitely 3.
No, he's talking. Oh, Alder. Oh, yeah. No. He's talking about Alder. He's not talking about me.
I mean 2. Wink, wink. I mean 2.
But yeah. So, what's a topic we can talk about to kind of close things out?
Oh my god, you know what? I can do this. We used to do this in one of my classes in high school. We had every other Friday we had the senior center. They took a bus over to the high school and we would all talk to each other about topics. I was like, topic.
Mayor,
Like,
click that link. Click that
why?
link that Charmer posted.
Oh Lord.
Your OCD brain will just implode.
In a good way or a bad way? Because if it's a bad way,
We're about to find out. No, that's not it. Yeah, there it is.
What kind of sauce do you put in your? Oh fuck it! Oh my god! It literally grosses me out. Like I'm literally gonna see that in my dreams, and I'm gonna
For
curl
context,
under
internet.
my feet in a bucket of ranch.
For context.
Oh god! You
Yeah.
can probably stick your whole foot in there and do it like a foot bath.
Oh, fuck. No, that's not. Oh, Jesus. I didn't even think about that. But, okay, so what's something, you got any ideas for talk about for our last 20 minutes here?
For $1 million, would you eat a cricket alive?
Ooh,
Yes.
$1 million? Yeah, I mean, I could think I'd probably just.
Did you say yes, Charmer?
Yes. It'd be
What-
easy as fuck.
Without hesitation. What if it was a centipede, or like a millipede?
So, I don't know about Charmer here, but I have a irrational fear of like centipedes and millipedes because of King Kong.
Oh god.
Oh, that movie! They fucking like ate people.
Yeah, that shit fucked me up. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, if you haven't seen what was that, like 2000 somethings King Kong?
2008.
Yeah, 2008 King Kong. Basically, what happens is, no spoilers. Basically, they fall into a hole, like at the bottom of a cavern, like a chasm. And in King Kong, all the creatures on the island are way bigger than normal, and there are giant bugs, and there are like centipedes, and they fucking eat the people alive, and it is fucking disgusting. It is traumatizing.
I've had nightmares about it ever since.
Oh my god. That
it is
scene.
Really 2005. I was gonna say 2005, but then I was like, 2008.
Yeah.
Oh, Jack Black was in that though.
Do I want to check Discord DM? Sure, Echo. What do you got, you chump? That doesn't bother me. That might bother Bear though.
Doesn't bother me.
We'll see it in a second.
Oh god.
Holy god!
Ever seen Ratatouille?
Holy god! What's he playing in? Is that a bucket of milk?
Yeah.
Why do you have a thing full of milk? Your baby literally died in milk. Why is there?
Oh my god. Oh fuck. Oh yeah. I mean,
anime with bugs in it. You should watch that, babe.
yeah, that's exactly what we're talking about, Phantom. What's up, High Life? How you doing? What were you saying, Mara, that I should watch?
this anime they're discussing about bugs or with
Well, the
bugs.
the first anime I'm gonna watch is probably gonna be like, cause like I watched like Avatar: The Last Airbender when I was a kid in TV. Like I watched like cartoons as a kid, but I think the first anime that I'm gonna watch of my own volition or like by myself is probably going to be Naruto. I need to for the most part. It just seems to be like what needs to happen, if you will. And I have played Grounded. I was assaulted by a wolf spider, and I will never fucking play that game again. That's all I have to say about that. Um, Winter was like, "Hey, do you want to play this game with me?" And it was on Game Pass, so it was free for me. I was like, "All right, sure, I'll go play that game or whatever." And I go play the game, and she's like, "Oh, there are spiders over here." And we're like, "Oh no, we'll like we'll lead them away or whatever." And they're normal spiders, right? And so they're huge as fuck because in Grounded, you're like Honey I Shrunk the Kids small, and you're tiny as fuck. And I'm running away from the fucking spider, and then we find this cave, and Winter's like, "Oh, this is a cool cave. Let's go explore it." She goes charging down the cave while the character is saying something. Now, mind you, I'm listening to the character as the character describes, "Oh, these are the kind of caves that wolf spiders hang out in." And I said, "Excuse me?" And I fucking turned around, and a wolf spider leaped and fucking ripped my head clean off my shoulders. And I never went back again. As it
Successful first date.
yeah, I then proceeded to watch it chase Winter down the fucking cave. She had to run down the cave further into the fucking hole as it followed her. And she somehow managed to run back up and get out of the cave, and then it continued to chase her until it killed her. But I don't like spiders at all.
Insides out.
Oh,
Oh, that's what she said. AKA another successful first date.
Oh my god. Oh my god. What is it? Praying mantis that or praying mantis, the female praying mantis that kills the male or whatever when they mate?
Do they?
I think so.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
do.
Yeah. Fucking
Sucks his insides right now.
Oh, Black Widows do the same. Oh, sick, dog. Cool. A relaxing conversation is what they have.
I disagree with my boyfriend. I think spiders are fascinating. I think they're wonderful. They're cool.
Oh, fuck spiders. Yeah, I remember when I first started playing Skyrim and I encountered like the ice spiders, I guess is what they're called. They're like the tundra spiders or whatever. They look like normal spiders. Um, but I remember encountering those and I was like, no, 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 no. And then you have the giant spider that comes out of the fucking ceiling, and I was like, okay, all right, fucking fuck me. But that was terrifying to me back then, and I got over that. But yeah, Grounded. Not gonna lie, no. That's just my first fucking thoughts when it comes to that game. And basically, so Mare, like she said, she's like, "Oh, I think spiders are so cool and they're so nice." Well, so basically, my mom, when she was a little kid, right, she fell asleep one night, and when she woke up, she had a daddy long leg spider over her fucking eye. Imagine the first thing you see being a fucking spider over your eye. Like, no. Just no. And then you see videos of people with like little itty bitty spiders in their ears and shit, or in their banana or some shit. Like that's a big no from me, dog. Yeah, I don't doubt that you're not gonna sleep, Osk, but fucking
Well,
we'll probably won't sleep either.
One time when I was a kid, I'm still
And thank you,
really
by the way,
allergic
Valador, for
to
the follow.
mosquitoes. Like they bite me and I swell up real huge. Um, but one time my dad made my sister and I go under our deck, and we had a bunch of bricks under there. And for some reason he wanted the bricks out of there, so he told us to clean the bricks out from under the deck. And I must have gotten bitten from a spider. I think it was a spider because there was two things right next to each other, and I mean we were under a deck, so that makes pretty much sense. And literally my whole leg swelled up for like 2 days. Like it was awful. Like it was disgusting. It was
Oh,
very painful.
I don't doubt it. You have any lovely spider stories, Charmer? We need to add to the nightmare fuel that's going to keep Oscar up tonight because he's not sleeping apparently.
I mean, I'm not really have any issues with them typically. But my wife refuses to play Skyrim because of spiders. So there's that.
I mean, like I won't. The story that many people in the unit know. Yeah, you can type it out, Phantom. I was reading what Aura wrote as well, but
Story. I'm gonna hear it.
So Osk knows what I'm talking about. One day there was a spider in the office, and it's behind my monitors over here. And I had all 3 monitors at the time, so it wasn't too long ago. But there was a spider in the office, and it was on the back wall, and I was like, "Oh shit, okay, I need to deal with this." So I found the nearest shoe, and I was like, "All right, let me go get this fucker." And I went and I grabbed the shoe. When I came back, we have like a windowsill in our apartment, and the window has like maybe like a foot or 2 feet of like depth to it, to allow for whatever. It's just how they made it. And then you have the window. So the spider had moved into the windowsill on that wall, and that is directly behind my computer. And I went and I was like, all right, let me go get this fucker. And I go to swing the shoe, and as I swing the shoe, he crawls towards the wall, towards the interior wall of the room. And then as the shoe hits the wall, he jumps off of the wall towards my computers, and I lose track of him. And this was the most terrifying experience I could possibly endure. I was ready to burn the whole fucking office to the ground because I didn't know where this motherfucker went. And I had a war with this man for a week. I wouldn't put my fucking feet on the floor. I wouldn't fucking not wear socks and shoes when I was in the office. I constantly, when I walked in here, looked at every wall and every surface before I sat down at my chair. And on top of that, inspected my chair. And then one day, I get up, go to the bathroom, went straight across the hall, and right as after I sit down, I'm just sitting there, defenseless, pants down on the toilet. I turn my head, and this motherfucker's on the wall right behind the toilet, about arm height. And I am just in terror the entire time, just waiting for him to bounce because he wants his revenge.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I get up and I get up and I carry on with my business, and I come back with a shoe. And when I come back, he has set himself perfectly in the crease between the wall and the cabinet. So I can't fucking hit him with a shoe. I have to get more personal. I have to use a skinnier object. So I have to put like a fucking tissue with my finger on the tissue in order to fucking get in this shit, which is more personal. He could fucking bite me through the fucking thing if he's mad. So I go get him, and I hit, and he falls down, but he lands in the fucking corner on the floor between the fucking cabinet, the wall, and the fucking paint, like the thing in the corner, and I can't hit him now. I can't get to him, and right as I go to fucking hit him, he crawls under the cabinet. And I'm like, fuck. He's gone again. The little bastard lives to fight another day.
For days.
For
he was like,
days.
I lost my spider in the apartment. I can't find it. I'm like, oh my god, you're so ridiculous.
Thankfully, like a day or two later, he goes and he shows up on like the wall. Or no, he showed up in the soap dish. That's where he was. And he showed up in the soap dish in the bathroom, the same bathroom. And I fucking picked up the soap bottle and I smashed him in the soap dish. I fucking got that little bastard. And I fucking paraded his body through the streets to let all the other little fucking insects know who the fucking king of this town is.
Did you clean that up?
Maybe.
Wait. Which soap dish, motherfucker? Am I
Woman,
washing
we got him.
myself with a dead spider?
That's how old.
What have you
Bathe,
done?
bathe in the blood of your enemies so that your enemies may know fear.
You're such
Such a bad roommate.
Oh
my
God.
god.
Soap
Soap
dish.
dish.
It's the one in this bathroom. It's not ours.
Oh, thank God.
And I cleaned it.
You like that soap dish? Well, okay. Now I know my sister has been using this shower. Okay.
I cleaned the dish too. I just wanted to let you think that I didn't.
Okay.
But go ahead and
So
paste your
tell me
story,
about
You are
Phantom.
ready for your story. Would you like one of us to narrate it?
Mayor, you
Didn't
narrate it.
definitely do that.
Or actually, I'll let Phantom dictate who narrates the story.
He'll what?
Mayor's relatively into Star Wars, so it's a hit or miss thing.
When I was 3 years old, I was camping and I was sleeping in my tent. It was completely sealed. And as I was asleep, I had a bad dream that I was getting my eye ripped open and I woke up in fear and I had a tarantula digging into my eye. ND, it was stuck and I had to go to the hospital and
my
get my
eyelid
eyelid reattached.
reattached, and
And I
I
found
found
out
out
the
the spider
spider in the
crawl in
hole
my
of my
tent.
tent.
But
How it
got
got
in.
it.
Oh
Oh
my
my
god.
god.
Do you
Ah!
understand?
Well,
let's just say
before we end our
Wow.
conversation about insects,
I
I
took
took
a
a
All having
class
class
nightmares tonight.
in
in
college called
medical
Medical and Veterinary Entomology, and that was one of the most horrifying things I've ever listened to and learned about in my life. It was disgustingly fascinating, but that is an awful, awful experience uh, with spiders.
You understand
My They
why?
took off your eyelid? Oh my god. What the fuck country do you live in?
Hey, Chrissy's going to Australia. Maybe she can come back with a story, yeah?
Oh God.
mm.
I've heard the stories of the spiders there. My dad was there for a whole year, and he would just like walk into the bathroom, and
Utah.
there'd just be a big old fucking spider sitting on the toilet.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'd
my
be like,
sister's going to
oh
Australia.
wow.
Gets to deal with that.
I personally one spider video I will say that I do enjoy is videos of soldiers in like Iraq or Afghanistan with the camel spiders, and their solution is to fucking take out their rifles and shoot the fucking thing in their barracks. And they're like on the fucking beds, like, where the fuck did it go? Because this thing is literally the size of like your torso.
No, my entomology professor said when she was over there, they would legit race them. Like camel spiders, they would race them.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, let's change the subject because people are getting uncomfortable.
We've got we got like 4 minutes left before we have to
And
close it
plus,
out.
we can't keep talking about spiders because then Richard will have a sleep hallucination, and that's another bullshit that I gotta deal with having him as a roommate. Right, babe? I love you.
Yeah, sleep hallucinations are fun. Basically, in summary, when I was like 18 after my mom passed away, I internalized so much stress that it became a situation where when I don't deal with my stress, like I don't deal with things that are bothering me or things that are causing me stress, and I don't like face them and evaluate why they're happening and how I can solve them, then I'll have sleep hallucinations, and um, it will essentially be I will hallucinate about something. Worst it's ever been is when I went to the doctor finally to figure out what it is. Worst it's ever been is one night I woke up and I had a digital alarm clock, and I thought the digital alarm clock was a bomb. And I grabbed my digital alarm clock, yanked it out of the fucking wall. I was on the second floor. I opened the window, punched the fucking insect screen out. One punch, whole thing came out in one piece, which was impressive as fuck, mind you. And I yeeted it out the fucking window. I fucking yeeted that shit out the window at full force. It was magnificent. And I got help after that.
God.
Crypto asked, have you ever done something that made me sleep on the couch?
Wait, no. I want to know the answer to this question first. If all three of you were in it, would you be Jedi, Sith, maybe some sort of bounty hunter, smuggler like Han Solo? Richard would definitely be. I would say you would be a Jedi because you like to follow rules.
I
You
mean,
like to follow rules, and you're a goody two shoes. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, you're too stick by your guns. This is our black and white. Nothing is gray.
no, there are definitely things that are gray.
I mean, if to like sum up your existence, I don't know.
Wow. So you're telling me I'm a basic bitch, basically.
I'd be a Jedi too. I like to I like to help other people, and
Sith 100% have rules too. Yeah, it's really interesting because we're watching the Clone Wars, and like Mare is like blown away by how much depth there is to Star Wars. Like I've told her some of like the old Republic and stuff, and
like I didn't know how much existed.
yeah.
Like literally, I thought there was just the movies because like my dad wasn't into any of this like canon stuff. Like I didn't even know it existed.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah, like it's really funny because I remember when I told her for the first time from Legends, if you will, that the Death Star was not created for the Rebels. And I explained to her that the Death Star was actually created for the Yuuzhan Vong. That
Wait.
like blew her mind.
You mean
Before
the
we
Empire?
go on to somewhere else, then sorry, Charmer.
Oh,
Continue.
answer what Charmer is?
No, no. Then if you have a problem with you being Jedi, what are you then? What do
I don't
you
know if
do?
I'd necessarily be with like black and white Jedi. You know, there's this thing called like gray Jedi. Like literally, is a thing
I
that
was just
existed
gonna
in lore.
say that. I was
Yeah.
actually going to like find the
Yeah.
image that I like to keep around.
Yeah. It's
I like saying it's the Grey Jedi Creed essentially, or the code.
Gray Jedi are like there's such a thing as Jedi that existed at one point in time that studied specifically light and dark, and they understood the balance between the two and could use the powers of both. Because it's the Force. There's light and dark, but learning both is how you keep balance. When you avoid one or the other, when you go fully into one or the other, is when you are wrong. You should understand both. Essentially, is what like the Grey Jedi talk about. Because like for instance, you have with in lore you have the Jedi Code. There's also the Sith Code or the Code of the Sith, which basically speaks to your emotions, is what it's supposed to state. Like, but even the Sith have code. It evolves based on the Sith Lord normally, but yeah.
And on that note, I unfortunately must go to bed now.
Oh yeah, we kind
I
of.
am gonna be regretting this decision tomorrow.
No, you won't. You'll probably come back for another one of these. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh no, I meant like tired wise.
No, I know. But
No,
will
I
you
had
be
fun,
coming
I had
back
fun.
for another one of these? Thanks. Good answer.
Oh, sorry. I thought I just answered it. I was like, yeah, I'll definitely come back. It was fun.
Cool. Oh, Butler shows up for this stream at the end of it when Mayor has to go to bed. The man who's here for every single one of my streams shows up at the end of almost 2 hour stream specifically for podcast.
He's shaming you. This is bullying. Good sir, relent on your bullying behavior.
This motherfucker.
He lost power. He has a good excuse. God damn it, Richard. Fuck you.
Trying to challenge my authority
Excuse.
in this house.
I just tell him that there's a spider in the house and he's gotta find it.
I saw a spider crawl under the bed. Yeah, that's the biggest thing with that though, is like not knowing where it is when I go to sleep. That's my fear. Not knowing where it is when I go to sleep. When I'm defenseless. But all right, guys. Thank you everybody who came out to the stream. I'm really impressed with the numbers. Yeah, the numbers that we were able to maintain. Thank you, Charmer, for coming. I know you were only here for a little bit. Yeah, you're not a heretic. You are subscribed. There are plenty of heretics, technically, by our old standards in this chat right now. But we'll let that slide because we just appreciate the fact that you came. If you guys would like to see more of this, please let me know, whether that be in my Discord or whatever the case may be. And if you have any more topics, I think I'm going to put together like a channel in my Discord specifically to put together topics for like Mare and I to discuss.
Time topics like old people.
I'm down for that. If everybody's down for tea time topics, because we're gonna spill the motherfucking tea. Oh yeah, that's right. I remember Butler was like, "I'm gonna drop all the political questions on Mare." We did talk about the topic of gun control, Butler.
That lasts for another night. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this, let me know. I'm going to be posting this as well on YouTube, so you can watch the playback there. Yeah, I'll probably be trying to. I normally try to do this on Friday, so I'll probably do this. I'll try to do it on Friday as well. I wanted to originally get some guests from like Gark and stuff like that to come out and talk and give some perspectives from their end with the last podcast that I left off with. So we'll see what happens with that. But otherwise, thank you guys for coming. Thank you, Charmer, for coming and participating. And we will see you guys next time. So otherwise, adios.
Bye bye.